Good morning, everybody. This is going to be a quick demonstration on how to get started and set up your files and your project in ArcPro. The first thing I'd recommend doing, whether you're on your own computer, you can adapt this to fit your own data management and file management needs. But if you're working in one of the computer labs at Utah State, I'd recommend on the desktop, before you do anything else, create a new folder. Call it something very simple, no spaces. And then when you get ArcPro started up, it's going to ask you to set up a blank map template. I would give it some kind of meaningful name. But most importantly, browse to that desktop folder that you just created and make sure that everything is connected to that one folder. We're going to put everything in GIS. So we don't need to create a new folder for it. Hit OK here. Then when you go to Canvas and you download your data, when you unzip your data, unzip it into that GIS folder on the desktop. And then in ArcPro, the last thing you need to do is use the catalog to set up your folder connections to that same folder. So right-click on the folder, add a folder connection, and navigate to this GIS folder. You can go inside and make a folder connection inside if you want to, but I always recommend staying at an upper level or a parent folder. That way you can see everything inside this folder. If you go down too far and we go in and connect to something inside, like the data folder, then you're blind to everything else that's inside this GIS folder, and you may want to access some files from a previous week's work. So I would just say connect to that parent folder, and now that folder connection's here and you're able to see all your data that it's inside. You've got a toolbox, the geodatabase, and if you've unzipped the folder of data from Canvas, that's going to be in here as well. That's getting things set up. The other thing I think that's really important to know about ArcPro that's really different from ArcMap is that you can have multiple maps in your project. They act like data frames. So this used to be called layers in ArcGIS, and now it's just a map. You can insert a new map, and it opens in a new tab, but it keeps your table of contents clean. You can rename these so that they have significance. One might be a locator map or an inset map, but that way, and it's the same way that you couldn't see multiple data frames at one time. You can toggle back and forth between your two maps here, and then when you make a layout, you can insert these maps independently in the layout view. So a similar idea, organized a little bit better, but I think setting up your project is the goal for the beginning. Any questions? Let me know. Thanks.